Well, hi all my friends. Welcome to my channel. Whether you are straight or gay, you are welcome. And we're in the book of Judges. We, according to my good friend AM, only have a couple of chapters left. 6, I think, altogether. And then we'll be in the book of Ruth. And I just wanted to say that I heard on Sean Hannity, Julian Assange, and they were talking about this idiotic Russian hacking thing. So childish. I mean, really, Obama's jealousy is just showing through like crazy. Talk about being transparent. But I'm glad to hear his voice. I would like to see him in like a newspaper, to know that he's okay, because how is it that he's not at the embassy in London? What happened to him? That a lot of people were very concerned and crying, proof of life. Where is he? Kind of stuff. So anyways, glad to hear his voice. Of course, the CIA can, fake people's voices too. So I'm pretty sure it was his voice, and just the way the questions were asked and everything, I don't see how the CIA could have predicted. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, I'm hoping and praying that it was him. So glad for that. Just wanted to put that out there. Yeah, so happy Friday. We got some rain here in Southern California. Of course, all the spraying and everything went right down to on top of us, okay? Into the food, into the farms all around here, into everything, okay? So whatever was up there came down with the rain onto houses and cars and you name it, okay? And us. So I really, really pray and hope that when Trump gets in there and Obama leaves, that we'll be able to stop at least this kind of crap over the United States. NASA, you idiot people, really dumb. You're doing it to us, you're doing it to yourself. If you think Satan's going to help you, you're sorely mistaken, okay? All right, anyway. So, chapter 19 is where we're at in the Bible. Again, please pray before you listen to God's word, and that he will impart to you whatever he wants to share with you today. And I wanted to know if you could let me know, are you getting some links that I leave, on my videos? Just let me know. Yeah, I opened it up, I could see it, or, whatever. Just let me know that it's working, if you would. I'd appreciate that. Okay. All right. So let's get into chapter 19. This is a Levite going to Bethlehem to fetch his wife. An old man entertains him at Gibeah. The Gibeathites abuse his concubine to death. His behavior. Okay. And it came to pass in those days that there were no king in Israel. There was a certain Levite sojourning on the side of the Mount Ephraim, who took to him a concubine out of Bethlehem, Judah. And his concubine played the whore against him, and went away from him unto her father's house to Bethlehem, Judah. And there were 4 whole months that she was gone. And her husband arose and went after her to speak friendly unto her, and to bring her again, having his servant with him and a couple of asses. And she brought him into her father's house, When the father of the damsel saw him, he rejoiced to meet him. And his father-in-law, the damsel's father, retained him, and he abode with him 3 days. They ate and they drank and they lodged there. And it came to pass that on the 4th day, when they arose early in the morning, that he rose up to depart. The damsel's father said unto his son-in-law, Comfort thine heart with a morsel of bread, and afterward go your way. So they sat down and did eat and drink, both of them together. For the damsel's father had said unto the man, Be content, I pray thee, and tarry all night, and let thine heart be merry. And when the man rose up to depart, his father-in-law urged him. Therefore he lodged there again. And he rose early in the morning on the 5th day to depart. And the damsel's father said, Comfort thine heart, I pray thee. And they tarried until afternoon, and they did eat both of them. And when the man rose up to depart, he and his concubine and his servant, the father-in-law, the damsel's father, said unto him, Behold now, the day draweth toward evening. I pray that you just tarry all night. Behold, the day groweth to an end. Lodge here, and that thine heart may be merry. And tomorrow get you early on your way, that thou mayest go home. But the man would not tarry that night, but he rose up and departed, and came over against Jabesh, which is in Jerusalem. And there were with him 2 asses saddled. His concubine was also with him. And when they were by Jabesh, the day was far spent, and the servant said unto his master, Come, I pray thee, and let us turn into the city of the Gibeathites, and lodge in it. And his master said unto him, We will not turn aside hither into the city of a stranger that is not of the children of Israel. We will pass over to Gibeah. And he said unto his servant, Come, and let us draw near to one of the places to lodge all night, in Gibeah or Ramah. And they passed on and went on their way, and the sun went down upon when they're in Gibeah, which belonged to Benjamin. And they turned aside thither to go in and to lodge in Gibeah. And when he went in, he sat down in the street of the city, and there was no man that took them into the house to lodging. Behold, there came an old man from his work out of the field at even, which was also of Mount Ephraim, and he sojourned in Gibeah, but the men of the place were Benjamites. And when he lifted up his eyes, he saw a wayfaring man in the street of the city, and the old man said, Whither goest thou, and whence comest thou? And he said unto him, We are passing from Bethlehem, Judah, toward the side of the Mount Ephraim, from whence I am. And I went to Bethlehem, Judah, but I am now going to the house of the Lord, and there is no man that receiveth me to the house. Yet there is both straw and provender for our asses. There is no bread or wine also for me, and for my handmaid, and for the young man which is with thy servants. There is no want of anything. And the old man said, Peace be with thee. However, let all thy wants lie upon me, and only lodge not in the street. So he brought him into his house, and gave provender unto the asses, and they washed their feet, and did eat and drink. Now they were making their hearts merry. Behold, the men of the city, certain sons of Belial, beset the house around about, and beat at the door, and spoke to the master of the house, the old man, saying, Bring forth the man that came into thine house, that we may know him. And the man, the master of the house, went out unto them, and said unto them, Nay, my brethren, I pray you, do not so wickedly. Seeing that this man is come into my house, do not this folly. Behold, here is my daughter, a maiden, and his concubine. When I will bring them out now, and humble ye them, and do with them what seemeth good unto you. But unto this man do no such vile thing. Isn't this reminding you of Sodom and Gomorrah? Okay. But the men should not hearken to him. So the man took his concubine and brought her forth unto them, and they knew her and abused her all the night until the morning. And when the day began to spring, they let her go. Then came the women in the drawing of the day, and fell down at the door of the man's house where her lord was, until it was light. And her lord rose up into the morning, and opened the door of the house, and went out to go his way. And behold, the woman, his concubine, was fallen down at the door of the house, and her hands were up on the threshold. And he said unto her, Up, and let us be going. But none answered. And the man took her up on his ass, and the man rose up and gat him into his place. And when he had come into the house, he took a knife and laid hold of his concubine, and divided her together with her bones into 12 pieces, and sent her unto all the coast of Israel. And it was so that all that saw it said, There was no such deed done nor seen from that day that the children of Israel came up out of the land of Egypt until this day. Consider it, take advice, and speak your minds. So apparently he murdered her, and yeah, okay. Well, I think I better stop there because I'm running out of time. I will continue with chapter 20 and see what is going to be happening after that. Wow. You know, they had hospitality rules back then, and this is so much like the Sodom and Gomorrah story in some ways. Wow. Okay, so it was definitely rape and, you know, not very pleasant things to think about. All right, so let me go and get on with chapter 20. It'll be the Levite in a general assembly declares his wrong, their decree. The Israelites lose 40,000. They seek to God. They destroy all the Benjamites except 600. Okay. All right. Until then. All right. Bye-bye.